Smokers can't light up and vapers can't get their juice. Government's ban on tobacco sales means e-cigarettes and vape retailers are also closed. Now, the Vapour Products Association of South Africa wants government to allow the sale of its products. To discuss this, we're joined by Sandra Gyoki from the association, speaking to us from Pretoria. Good morning to you. Tell us about what it is that you want.
Good morning, Jen. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, so the Vapour Products Association of South Africa represents wholesalers, retailers, as well as distributors. And unfortunately, when the ban on tobacco was announced, it included vaping products. And as you would know, tobacco and vaping are smoking and vaping are completely different things. Vaping is a harm-reduced alternative to smoking.
Okay, but people still die from it and they still get chest disease from it.
Can you repeat that part? I didn't hear you.
People still die from it, and people still get chest disease from it.
I think the research that we tend to quote for such things, in my view, is quite selective. I mean, the likes of Public Health England have over the years, Cancer UK. There've been many reputable health institutions that have proven that vaping is not without risk. However, it is a less harmful alternative to smoking. And I think that's the point that we really need to understand. With a government that is driving an agenda of reducing harm from tobacco, which we know is quite apparent, why are we not embracing alternatives that on the risk spectrum show that it is a less harmful alternative? So that's really what we are driving here, Jane. It's not to say people who are not vaping should start vaping, but we are saying people who are smoking and are looking for a less harmful alternative would be better off vaping than as currently being proposed to go cold turkey, because we've seen what that has done.
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit more. Sorry, excuse me, jumping in a little bit more about that. The dangers of people who've been suddenly made to give up smoking. They might have alcohol problems. The stress related to giving up smoking as well can't help.
Yes. I think what we need to understand is going back to the basics of what is the addictive substance in tobacco and in vaping products. We're speaking about nicotine here. So in what people die from in cigarettes is the tar and not the nicotine. So nicotine is a stimulant that people are addicted to that you can get in vaping products. However, some other vaping products do not contain nicotine. So you'll have your individuals who would have started off smoking, moved to vaping with nicotine, and over time wean themselves off of that nicotine and ultimately quit. So when you compound the current economic crisis, people losing their jobs, I mean, in the vaping industry itself, the industry before COVID was poised to grow exponentially because we are understanding the importance of driving the harm reduction agenda. But now with the stress, as you said, people are stressed, people are agitated, all of these things are compounding the levels of stress in people, which is pushing people now to, one, go buy illicit tobacco, going back to what they'd stopped. Two, people are even brewing at home their own juice, which is even more dangerous as well, because that stuff is not tested. So what we are saying is we don't want to create a black market industry in vaping as we see it happening in tobacco. So rather open up for people who want a safer alternative so that they have access to their products.
Okay, let me jump in here, and so we run out of time. So briefly, why has the government taken this action if you are a healthier alternative, do you think? And what sort of response are you getting from the government to your message?
I mean, we've taken a proactive approach from last year in educating, because what we realized is there is a misconception of understanding the differences between smoking and vaping. And this is driven very vocally by the antis as well, who want people to use those terms interchangeably. So we've been lobbying the government in terms of explaining, giving them the studies that prove time and again, just in March of this year, Public Health England released an evidence again to say we still stand by the notion that vaping is less harmful. So we've engaged with the respective departments, but I think what's worth mentioning is the fact that when the initial lockdown was announced, we were clubbed as tobacco products. But you'll see after the second announcement of lockdown, it said the regulation said tobacco products, e-cigarettes, and related products. So that says to us that there is a recognition now that e-cigarettes are different, but we need to take it a step further and actually do something in acknowledging that difference and acknowledging that e-cigarettes are a harm-reduced product that needs to be embraced and not kicked to the curb.
Okay, well, good luck. Sandra Gyoy, thank you very much for talking to us. Coming up.